So very good morning, students. Good morning, teachers and in charges. So welcome you all for today's IIT NEET or Focus C program by Krishnaveni Talent Schools and the Mastermind Schools. So today we are going to start the first class for the academic year 2025-26. So I insist all the teachers or IIT coordinators to motivate the student to buy the material first. Every student from 6th to 9th purchase the IIT materials immediately and maintain the separate notebooks. One for mathematics and biology, one for physics and chemistry, right? Separate notebooks for IIT classes, whether it is online or offline. One notebook for mathematics and biology, one notebook for physics and chemistry, right? And when a branch is attending online classes, make sure that you attend regularly without any absent. Why? Because if you miss the class, complete concept will be disturbed. So make sure that regularly your students attend the class of online. If student is absent also, ask him to attend from home through mobile phone or any other device. But they should have the continuity of the concept, right? And maths, physics, chemistry teachers, biology also for offline. Please make sure that there is a correction of notebooks, time to time correction. So here see, in case of physics, chemistry, we may give some synopsis in online classes. Mathematics, anyway, they'll do on board. The student should copy. Along with that, there are some level 1, level 2 questions in the material. The student should write all the questions in the notebook along with the answer. If possible, key also, because we already provided a key for all the 4 subjects. We'll get the soft copy also, hard copy also, book. As any student got doubt, the teacher can clarify the doubt and they write in the notebook. Notebook should be maintained day to day with the date, right? So maintenance of notebook throughout the year is very important. Whenever your JDMs or our central office to visit the branches, definitely will check the IIT notebooks at the highest priority. Whether you are attending online or offline, no matter. Okay, so please. And last one is, we have separate group for the IIT, Focus C or IIT group. Be active in the group. Be active in the group for regular messages, regular online classes schedule, or regular information, or maybe for examination question papers, or for the exam results, which are in coming days. For all these, you have to active in the Focus C group. After giving everything, once again, if you ask personally, we are not going to. You must be very active in the Focus C group. If you want, you can pin that group as academic in charge, especially for in charges and subject teachers. Pin that group as a top one, right? So these are the basic instructions as is the first class. Even for students also, the same pass to them. Students are those who are listening. Please purchase the material immediately. Those who are not purchased, maintain the 2 notebooks for IIT Foundation. One is for maths and biology. Second one is for physics and chemistry. Attend the classes regularly, either online or offline. If you are at home also, you can attend the online classes by the link, right? Then maintain do the corrections of notebook to the regularly with your subject teacher, either maths or physics, chemistry or biology. Okay. So we move forward after basic instructions, basic information. Let's move forward for the today's session. So as you can see on the screen, As you all know, my subject is physics. We are in class 6th. So our old students, those are continuing our masterminds or Krishnaveni, or they already attended the IIT during the last year. Last year, almost for 1 month or 45 days, we conducted the IIT foundation classes for them. So that is not new. But those who join new or new branches, for them it is new. Okay. So it already starts the IIT foundation for 5th class only at the end of the year. So that is a continuation here. So, as you all know, my subject is physics. We are in class 6. And our first chapter to be started is units and measurements. And today we are in the session number 1. That is first class. Today, the topic of unit and measurements. There are two topics are that. Unit is the one topic, measurement is the other topic. But both are connected to each other, right? So, as we move forward to the next part, so this is the part. So before going to know about what is the unit, what is unit and what is a dimension, let me use some basic information. Okay. So first you should know what is the physical quantity. First is very important before knowing, because units will use for the physical quantities. You can note down as synopsis. Right. Where will use the unit? So before knowing about what is unit and what is measurement, the first part you should know is physical quantity. So what is physical quantity? The quantity which can be measured. The quantity which can be measured. Got it or not? Which can be measured. Anything which we can measure, either by device or by method, right, or by formula. So you can measure any physical quantity either by first device or instrument. By using device you can measure, or there are some methods to measure in science. And same time you have the formula. Mathematically you can measure some physical quantities by formula. So what is physical quantity? Just take the heading as synopsis. Right, synopsis. Put the date, today's date. First point, what is the first point? Physical quantity. The quantity which can be measured is called physical quantity. And the measurement is done by either formula, second point, or device or method. There are 3 ways to measure any physical quantity. For example, you can see you have time. You want time. Your school time is 8:30, right? So you have to reach the school by 8:25. Example. So what you will see? You will see the watch. So watch is a device. Watch is a device to measure the time. So time is called physical quantity. Suppose you are going to school. Your school distance from your home is 1 kilometer. What is the distance? Distance is a physical quantity because we can measure it. There is so many meters are there. Speedometers, odometer is there. Odometer is used to measure the distance, or tape, scale. So that's why distance is called physical quantity. Correct? Suppose when you go to the kirana shop or a vegetable market, you want to buy brinjal. What will you ask? Give 500 grams of brinjal or 1 kg of brinjal. Right? That is called mass. Mass also a physical quantity. Speed, we can measure, physical quantity. Force, we can measure. Force we can measure, but we cannot measure by device. We can measure by method or formula. All these things, there are so many thousands of physical quantities which can be measured in our day-to-day life. So before knowing about what is unit, or what is measurement, we should know about the physical quantities. So physical quantity is the quantity which can be measured. Physical quantity can be measured by either formula or device or method. Okay, that is given here. So before that, what is given in the textbook? First passage, if you observe carefully, importance of measurement in physics. Before going for the quantity or physical quantity, they given the importance. So without measurement, we cannot do anything. Correct or not? We cannot do. When you get up from the bed in the morning, first measurement we'll do is the time. Right? So when you, for example, morning your doorbell rang, you open the door, the milk person will come. So what you will do? He will also pour the milk by measuring only, either half liter, 1 liter. That is also a measurement only. So when you want to travel to school, you have to cover some distance. That is also measurement only. When you are entering to the school, everything will be going to measurement there. Without measurement, our life cannot move. Though measurements have the very important applications in our regular life. We cannot do from morning when you wake up from the bed to you go to the bed. Till you go to the bed, everything is measurement only. Suppose you got the temperature, fever. What do you do? They do the measurement, temperature. How much body temperature by using thermometer. That is also a measurement. So that much important there for the measurement in our day-to-day life. We cannot even imagine our life without measurement. So we have to connect this subject with this topic with our regular life. If you connect like that, means application. If you see the application like that, the subject become very easy. So if you read unit and measurement for examination point of view, it looks tougher. But if you read it, if you understand it by comparing with our day-to-day life, it becomes very easy. Right? So there are so many physical quantities which we can measure either by formula or by device or by method. Right? Correct or not? But out of these particular devices, see what is quantity, what is physical quantity. Quantity is nothing but quantity means, you can note this also. Quantity means size, amount and magnitude. So for example, I told 1 kg. So 1 is the quantity here. Kg is unit. Kg is unit, 1 is quantity. 10 kg. So 10 is quantity. 30 minutes. 30 is the quantity. That is magnitude. How much we are taking. Half kg, 1 kg, 2 kg, 10 kg, 25 kg. That number is the quantity. That is also called magnitude. Number is the magnitude. You have to travel 50 kilometers. Right? That 50 is the quantity. So which can be measured. So a physical quantity, anything that you can measure. For example, length, temperature, distance, time, or physical quantities. Okay, correct or not? All this you can measure, or even applicable in our day-to-day life also. It is nothing. There is no rocket science. But all these physical quantities, I don't know, more than 1,000 will be there, or maybe more than that. All physical quantities, out of all physical quantities, few of them are called fundamental physical quantities, and few of them are called derived physical quantities. Few are called fundamental physical quantities. So these physical quantities are divided into two. Note on the point number 3. So physical quantities are classified into two types. One is fundamental physical quantities. Second one is derived physical quantities. For example, if you see alphabets, A, B, C, D, E, F up to Z, they are nothing but fundamentals. They are individual. But when you combine them to form a word, any word can be derived from alphabets only. Correct or not? Any word, either name, N-A-M-E, name, where it comes from? Alphabets. Correct? Or your own name you can take. Ramu, Somu, Dilip, Akash. All these are made from alphabets only. So, alphabets A, B, C, D are individually called as fundamental quantities. Example I am telling. And the words you can find in the dictionary or comes under derived words, because these derived words are obtained from fundamental only. Like that, physical quantities also, which you can measure, either it may be mass, time, length, or velocity, speed, anything. Out of that, all thousands, few of them are called fundamentals. Few of them identified as a fundamental quantities, which are independent. They does not depends on any other. In that, mainly, when you see fundamental quantities, the quantities that do not take support of other physical quantities for their measurements are called fundamental quantities, which they are independent. They does not take support from anyone, any of the other quantities. They independent quantities. When you are measuring a particular thing, no need to depend on any other thing. Directly you can measure. Such physical quantities are called fundamental physical quantities. For example, if you see length, length is fundamental physical quantity. Number 2, time. Number 3, right, distance. Some more added later. Right, we'll discuss later. So basic fundamental quantities are length, time, distance. Remaining all, speed, velocity, density, force, pressure, heat, all these are comes under electric current. So many other quantities which are comes under the, right, derived quantities. They are second category. Means overall all 1,000 physical quantities, all 1,000 physical quantities are kept in front of you, and out of that only 7 are separated. 7. These 3 I showed na, remaining 4 are there, added later. Total 7 are called as fundamental. Remaining all comes under derived. Like ABCDs are 26, alphabets are 26. But how many words are there? Millions of words are there. Correct or not? Like this, similarly, fundamental quantities are only 7. Remaining all comes under, why they are called derived quantities? Because they are obtained from fundamental quantities. They depends on fundamental quantities. So, example, if you see, so we have velocity. You want, what is the velocity? Distance by time formula. Distance by time. So distance is a fundamental quantity, time is a fundamental quantity. So velocity is obtained from fundamental quantities. So it is called distance by time, right? Clear? So first, before going for details, I will show you one video also. So what you understand here? Measurement, that is physical quantity, is a quantity which can be measured. What is quantity? Quantity is nothing but either size or magnitude is called quantity. So these physical quantities are classified into fundamental physical quantities, which are also called basic physical quantities. Sometimes you may get word basic. Fundamental or basic physical quantities, and some of them are derived physical quantities, right? So fundamental physical quantities are those which are independent, which does not depends on any other quantity for their measurement. Out of in that there are 7 are there. Just now we have seen 3. Later we'll come across. Remaining all physical quantities are put under heading of derived physical quantities. What? Derived physical quantities, right? Fundamental and derived. First part of this chapter is this one. So derived physical quantities are those which can be expressed in terms of fundamental. I told you, velocity is equal to distance by time. Distance is a fundamental quantity. Time is also a fundamental quantity. So we are expressing that in the form of this. Okay. Clear? So just before going for the next, I'll show you one small video regarding the physical quantities. You can see that, then we'll move to the further topic, right? Just keep watching the video.
Spiky and Bubbles are arguing about who is taller. Do you know how we can help them figure this out? We need to find out their height. But what is height? In our daily lives, we constantly come across things that need to be measured, like length, mass, time, electric current, temperature, amount of a substance, light intensity.
See, These all are called, these all 7 are there, I told 7. These all 7 are called fundamental quantities. First we discuss only 3. Initially there are 3 only. Initially there are only 3. But later, due to the requirement, due to the demand, 4 more are added. One is electric current, temperature, amount of substance, and light intensity. You know this. So fundamental quantities are quantities which are independent. Example, length, mass, time, electric current, temperature, amount of a substance, light intensity. I will explain you one by one later, okay? First, you note down all 7 are fundamental quantities. They are called fundamental physical quantities. First, physical quantities. So, how to measure physical quantities? What are the classification of physical quantities into fundamental and derived? So, you are still in the page number 1 of the material. Right? Have written length, mass, time, electrical. Only these 7, just like 26 alphabets, 7 are fundamental. From this, using these 7, you can get thousands of derived quantities. Maybe in future, if demand increases, they may add some more fundamental as per the requirement. Clear? Right.
These things are referred to as physical quantities. A physical quantity is defined as any quantity
which can be measured. Simple. Any quantity which can be measured, or the quantity which can be measured.
That can be measured.
Some fun
Did
facts.
you know that these 7 quantities are known as base quantities?
I told na, fundamental or base? Basic.
They form the foundation or base of all other quantities. They combine to form derived quantities.
Yeah, see,
For example,
I told her.
speed is derived from length, that is distance, over time.
Length.
Now that we know what physical quantities are, how do we measure them? Good question. Height is measured from the bottom to the top. To get these measurements, we need units. Units help us identify and
See, what is that? To measurement. The first part is physical quantity. To measure physical quantity, what do you want? Unit, standard unit, we can call it as. Standard measurement. The standard measurement of any quantity is called unit. The first topic of ours. Okay, just listen. Later I will explain.
compare exact measurements. For scientists and us to understand measurements around the world easily, a standard system of units was agreed upon.
Just
In 1960, in Paris, such a system was created to measure these physical quantities known as the International System of Units, SI units for short. For example, length is measured in meters
I'll explain you this. First, you see this. Mass,
and time is measured in seconds.
mass, kilogram.
So to measure height, we can use meters. Spiky says he's 0.76 meters tall, while Bubbles says she's 61 centimeters tall. Wait, does this mean Bubbles is taller than Spiky? What does the word centi used before meter mean? Let's take a closer look. Sometimes units by themselves are not enough. For instance, what if we took the mass of an ant in kilograms? An ant weighs about 0.00005 kgs. Isn't it troublesome to write so many digits? There are many quantities that are very small, like the mass of an ant, or very large, like the mass of the earth. To help us express these quantities, we put a word in front of the unit, which we call prefixes. Look at the table to see some commonly used prefixes. Prefixes like
We'll
mega
discuss
or
later. We'll come
kilo
across, okay?
show larger
I'll explain this
quantities,
later.
whereas prefixes like centi or milli show smaller
Okay.
quantities. We can see that one.
So this is our later part. We can discuss about this. But before that, let us go for the continuation where we stopped here. Okay. So this is the continuation part. Just we have basics about the what is a physical quantity and what is the unit. First we discuss. So physical quantity, we are clear. All the quantities which can be measured. What is quantities? Quantity is nothing but either size or shape or a magnitude we can call it as together. So such thing to which you can measure is called physical quantities. Okay. So these physical quantities plays very important role in our day-to-day life. When you move day-to-day life from morning to night, 24 hours a day, throughout the year, throughout our life, we come across the measuring importance of the measurement. Okay. And these physical quantities which you have with us based on some parameters like which are independent, which are dependent. So independent quantities are placed under fundamental quantities. Dependent quantities are placed under derived quantities. So there are only 7 fundamental quantities are there identified. Okay. Just like I told now, alphabets and words. Alphabets are only 26. Words are million. Similarly, fundamental physical quantities are only 7, whereas derived physical quantities are many, 1,000 plus. Or daily you can get the new numbers. Like your dictionary, how many words are there in dictionary? Like that you can add the physical quantities also as per our requirement. Okay. So derived physical quantities clear. Fundamental, derived. Now you come to what is unit. Generally, mathematics unit means we'll say one. One is called unit, but here not like. Unit is nothing but. So when you come to the next point, maybe point number 5 or something, whatever you write. So unit. Unit is nothing but standard measurement. What? Standard measurement. Standard measurement. I'll tell you what is the meaning of standard measurement of any physical quantity. Standard measurement of any physical quantity is called unit. So what is standards are? For example, I ask one of the student, Ramu, what is your height? Suppose he say 5 kg, sir. Is it correct? Or 5 minutes, sir. Is it correct? No. Height means you have to measure in my height is, sir, 100 centimeters or 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet. Means height should be measured in particular measurement. A standard measurement. If I ask you, what is the distance from your school to your house? If you say my school to house 2 kgs, sir, can you say 2 kgs? No. I will say 2 kilometers or 100 meters or 200 meters, right? Meters or kilometers for distance. So time, that is length, should be standard as a meter or centimeter or kilometer. Right, correct or not? Or time means you can measure in seconds. Suppose you ask what is the time? Time now. Sir, it is 10:30 kg, sir. Can you say 10:30 kg? No. Means every physical quantity, a particular physical quantity will have a particular standard measurement. That standard measurement is called unit. Standard measurement of any physical quantity. So for example, without, suppose you go to vegetable market, ask, give potato, give 2 potato, give 3 potato. Can you ask like that? No, we have to mention. Or neither you cannot ask 2 centimeter of potato, 2 meter of potato, or 2 minutes of potato, 5 hours of potato. We cannot ask. What we can ask? We can ask 250 grams or 500 grams or 100 grams or kilogram, right? Correct or not? That is particular standard measurement. Such a standard measurement of any physical quantity is called unit. Clear? That is our first part. So before learning it, what you have seen? What is the importance of measurement? Which is most important in our day-to-day life is, as I told, when you are wake up from the bed till you go to the bed. Everything is measurement. When you go to petrol bunk, ask to fill the 1 liter of petrol or 2 liters, 3 liters. Correct or not? Everywhere. Even nowadays, there is a fitness is there. You are going to gyms, your brothers, or somebody is going to gyms, they'll maintain the food also in the measure. 200 grams of rice, 100 grams of protein. To maintain our body fit also should maintain, we have to follow some nutrients in the form of measurement only. Everything measurement. Correct? So that plays very, very important role in our day-to-day life. Right? Then, before going for the unit, what we learn? Physical quantity. Right? Physical, what is a physical quantity? A quantity, the quantity which can be measured, or the size or shape or anything which we can measure is called physical quantity. So there are innumerable number of physical quantities, out of which 7 are placed under fundamental physical quantities, which are also called base physical quantities. There are 7 are there: mass, time, length, basic, then current, temperature, substance, quantity of substance, and intensity of light. Total 7. Apart from these, there are some supplementary also. There are 2 supplementary we will come across in higher classes. Okay. Then remaining all comes under derived. Why they are called derived? You know, in mathematics we use the word derived. Derived means which are obtained. Means all the physical quantities which are obtained from the fundamental quantities all comes under derived quantities. Clear? Whether it's a fundamental quantity or derived quantity, they are measured by a standard measurement. There is a standard measurement to measure any physical quantity. And that standard measurement is called unit. What do you call? Unit. The standard measurement of any physical quantity is called unit. So unit plays very, very important. Unit. In unit, there are 2 quantities are there. You take unit of anything. Suppose example 2 kg, 30 minutes. Example I am telling, just 2 kilometers. Okay, or 5 kilometers per hour. Anything you can take. So in this is called the total is this is the mass. So what is 2? 2 is called magnitude, kg is called unit. So every physical quantity, that is magnitude, is followed by unit. If not, there is no meaning. If that, there is no meaning only. Without unit, there is no meaning for the physical quantity. If you want to identify what kind of physical quantity that is, the unit only very important. You cannot say go and give 2 brinjal, 2 potato. Why? Because there should be some unit. Without unit, when you go to even supermarkets also, when you are picking up your required groceries, definitely you'll check the weight. So 30 minutes. You cannot simply 30. This period is of 30. What is 30 minutes? Without minutes, 30, there is no value for 30. 30 rupees. Simply say 30, there is no meaning. So 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers per hour speed. Means without unit, there is no value for any quantity or any magnitude, any size, any shape. So imagine how important the unit is. So later, when you move to the next class, we'll discuss about in details about what is unit, what are the different types of units, right? And how the units are used to our survival in various countries. Means there is some common system is there. We can understand with the, suppose you are doing business with the UK or USA or other countries, Russia, China,